Hello and welcome to Daily Dulcinea. Today is July 15th, 2008. Today we'll speak about the identity of graffiti artist Banksy as well as the birthday of artist Rembrandt. And I'm going to start things off with the announcement by the prosecutor of the International Criminal Court, Luis Moreno Ocampo, who has announced that his office is seeking the arrest of Sudan's President Umar al-Bashir. Specifically, they are charging him with 10 counts, or seeking his arrest for 10 counts of genocide, crimes against humanity, and war crimes. So why does this all matter? Well, it matters because some are arguing that al-Bashir is going to retaliate not against the ICC, but rather against his own people, as well as aid workers within Darfur. And others argue that the case is really too complex for the ICC to make such a bold move, which this one is considered. Also, as the Telegraph writes, Mr. al-Bashir also faces the humiliation of serving as the world's only serving president who faces counts of genocide as well as crimes against humanity and war crimes. And it'll be interesting to see how this pans out, especially considering the interest in Darfur's oil.
That's totally humiliating.
It is. It absolutely is. And it underscores it's an underestimation of what's actually going on there, with 2.4 million Sudanese displaced and over 300,000 Sudanese people killed. So from one heavy-hearted story to a light-hearted story, Liz, can you tell us about the identity of graffiti artist Banksy?
Yes, well, some people in the art world might not consider this a light-hearted story, but Banksy is an artist from London, or from England, who is known for creating these sort of protest graffiti art on the streets, usually protesting the government, the military. The Iraq War, the police, just sort of highly charged topics. And for that reason, he's wanted to remain anonymous for the 10 or so years that he's been an artist. Obviously, the police are sort of after graffiti artists, and obviously the subject matter of his work makes it a little more difficult for him. So he's been anonymous until now. The Mail on Sunday went through this sort of one-year investigation where they went to Bristol, which is where Banksy is believed to be from, and interviewed like a dozen or so people who all kind of connected the dots and made the staff on the paper realize, like, okay, this person is actually real, and his name is Robin Gunningham.
That's an awesome name.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. So they made connections with the public record and just sort of, looked at the timeline of when Banksy moved to London and different work that he did, and realized that these people are probably one and the same. Robin Gunningham is also sort of MIA right now, so it definitely makes sense that these two are the same people. And obviously, like, he's a huge artist. His work sells for like 6 figures. So people are wondering, like, is this going to ruin it for him? Is it going to change his career? But the answer is probably no, because he's probably going to deny these claims and remain, like, in the shadows for as long as he can. And so until then, his work is still going to do as well as it is now. So
Thank you, Liz. And Josh.
Yes.
From the graffiti artist to the famous artist Rembrandt.
Well, Rembrandt turns the sprightly old age at 402 today. He was a realist from the 17th century, known for his wonderful self-portraits and his biblical depictions, among other things. There's actually an auction recently where a piece of his was priced at about $3,000 because they thought it was a fake. But some man bought it for about $4 million, thinking it was probably worth a little more than what they priced it at. However, it turns out that it was a real self-portrait, and it sold for a good $40 million, or it would go for about $40 million today. But Mr. Rembrandt did not have such wonderful financial times in his day. You see, there was a situation where he abandoned his second wife, and she sued him successfully for breaking up with him and not getting married. So he had to pay her annual fees after that because it was just not a good situation for him. And that's Rembrandt's life in a nutshell, I believe, Kate.
Thank you for that, Josh. And for more information on these stories as well as others, please visit us at findingdulcinea.com. Thank you for joining us, and please visit us again tomorrow.